I guess I can't go live on X.
There we go.
Because that to be a X Premium. So I'm trying.
Which one? Which one?
Facebook. X.
Oh,
You go live on my X, personal X,
but you can't.
not on the church campus one.
How you doing, Jonathan? What time is it over there right now?
I'm doing good. It's noon.
Okay, cool. I feel like.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Awesome.
Wonderful. Awesome.
Great.
We should be going in a bit here.
Alright.
And then I just so I could get it right, Jonathan, because I got it from my brother, but I feel like I should just ask it from you. You work in the media team at Marion Avenue Baptist Church?
Yes.
You're the media director there?
Yes.
Awesome.
It's not. I'm not on staff. It's just volunteer. It's just what I do.
Got it.
You're good.
We were just talking about the Marion Avenue boys.
Yeah.
Few good men.
Way back in the day.
That's funny.
Awesome.
Bro, Death Before Dishonor?
Oh, that's true. I can literally hear it in my
We're live, by the way, guys.
Oh, we're live? Oh, hey! What's up, everybody? Welcome to Church Canvas, our weekly live stream, and we are excited to have everybody here. Wow, we already have 1 million viewers. That's exciting. No, I'm just kidding. But we are excited to be here today. Just a couple introduction here, and we'll save the best for last. My name is James Brott, and I work in the marketing department here at Church Canvas. I'm also part of the development team at Church Canvas. Why can't I just say that? I work in the marketing department here at Church Canvas. But also work at the development team here in Church Canvas as well. Also, as far as ministry background, I am an assistant pastor or youth director here at our church in Carson, California, Bethel Baptist Church. But also, I will be a missionary in about 2 months to the Philippines. So I'm really excited for that. And I'm actually really excited because I'm probably still going to be going live there. So I'm excited to show what Church Canvas can do in the missions trip in real time. So that would be a really fun thing to do. And then we'll go with Kyron here. Kyron?
Yeah, hi, my name is Kyron, and I'm an assistant pastor from Ottawa, Ontario. And in terms of graphic design, I've been graphic designer since I was a kid, working with different churches. And yeah, Church Canvas, I'm working mainly in the design area.
Awesome. And we have Jonathan Wells with Ministry Depot. He is the media director there at Marion Avenue Baptist Church. And tell us a little bit about yourself. And we're so excited to have you here.
A little about myself. I mean, I have been doing graphic design basically my entire life. It all started when we traveled in evangelism for 12 years, and every week we would show up at a church, and I would become their assistant pastor for a week, basically. Do their website, do their graphics and things like that. And then that boiled over to when I served with my dad for about 12 years at his church, and I was the media guy there. And now I'm basically freelancing or doing it for churches everywhere now. And so that's what I've been doing the past couple of years.
And I love that you mentioned that.
Yeah, I just started Ministry Depot like 2 weeks ago. So
and I love that you mentioned that the whole like being an assistant pastor. The reality is, and we're already diving right into it, but the reality that people may not realize is being an assistant pastor isn't just, especially with a small church, isn't just, coming in and preaching. You're doing things that you didn't think you would do sometimes when you're in Bible college that you weren't really trained for. And some of it is graphic design. And I think that's why we created Church Canvas, because it's really, it's there to help, not, if you have a large scale media team, yes, it can still help you, but really it's
Right.
there to assist those, like you, assistant pastor, I mean, assistant pastor, and now you got to do certain things, and we'll dive into that. I don't want to segue into that yet, But thank you for joining us, Jonathan. And before we move on to our next, or just to continue on to the main topic here, we usually have this where we go, what did you make for this Sunday or Wednesday service? What did you make using Church Canvas? I'll ask our guest, Jonathan, not to put you on the spot there, but is there anything? And by the way, we've had this before. No pressure. We've had this before where it was like, you know what, Church Canvas, I kind of did it all in like, for the next X amount of weeks. So I didn't really make anything last week. So I totally get it.
Right. No, we had a funeral service. So I did something for a funeral service, just different things like that. I'm using Church Canvas for basic announcements. And the reason I'm using it, number one, Church Canvas saves me time. Number two, it prompts your creativity because it gives you ideas that you may not have thought of, and it's pretty quick. I can try and chat GPT this stuff all the time, and it's never going to spell anything right. So that's my biggest win with Church Canvas is it seems to always nail the typography and the words just right, and I may have to tweak it once or twice, but if you're already used to prompting, it doesn't take much to just tweak what you want to get.
For sure. And by the way, yeah, that's really what kind of our topic is today. Our topic today is really how church media, Church Canvas can help your media team. And really, and I have some examples to show here in a bit, but I mean, we're not, and by the way, you can use it to replace like the theme, do your theme and everything like that.
Right.
I know some churches that have done that. I've seen in the back end people putting logos if you really don't have anybody. But as far as helping your church media team, I don't know about you, but personally, I'm a graphic designer as well. And, I like designing certain things, like Vacation Bible School, I'm there. I want to design the campaign. But Time Change Sunday, I always say Time Change Sunday because that's like my biggest pet peeve. I hated making Time Change Sunday designs. That's like the worst thing for me. Time Change Sunday, or sometimes your pastor comes up with an idea that is an announcement that no one has ever done. Some activity that no one's ever done that you've seen around, and they're like, yeah, I want a design for that, an announcement for that. And you're just like, what? Like, I don't know what to do with that. Well, I guess we'll segue that to this right here. I have a bit of a presentation, just a couple of things that we looked into here. And let me use my presentation here. Share screen. There we go. Sorry, I should be better at this, but I'm not. Okay, here we go. But Church Canvas, here we go. Just some of the things that I saw. How you can use Church Canvas to help your team. Like this one, Dominican Republic missions trip. Sometimes, and I like the feeling of this because I just came from a missions trip, and usually when you say missions trip, sometimes a graphic can portray what you're trying to convey. And sometimes the missions trip, it looks like it's going to be a doom and gloom type of thing. Or it's going to be like, this is going to be torture. Or we're going to rough it up. And it's a missions trip. I like that it's showing it in a positive light where it's like, hey, guys, like, it's going to be awesome. Like, at the end of the day, I could be wrong if somebody could clarify. Dominican Republic is a beach, right? It's by the coast, right? but hey, you're going somewhere pretty nice, Yeah, it's a missions trip, but I mean, you're going somewhere nice. So I like that it's, showing that it's like, hey, I mean, we're going to go there, but it's still a nice area, It's going to be fun. Another one, junior camp staff. I believe this is trying to recruit junior camp staff members. And usually that's one thing that I would hate to design because the thing why I hate designing something like that is like, you create a camp theme, but then you want a different design to talk about junior camp staff, but you don't want it to look like the same one as you just did, but you're too lazy to create a new design. So this is the perfect one right here. The main camp, I'll design. The part where it says join the junior camp, it's like, you know what? I'll just throw that out there. Pickleball and cookout. I mean, come on. You know what I mean? Pickleball and cookout. That's not something, I wanna make. This was a good one. Live stream test. That's just not, like it's important. But should it take your time to your time out of your day to create? And then my last one here is KidCon, because usually there's Vacation Bible School, but I'm not sure about KidCon, right?
That's classy.
Yeah, so this was actually really nice. but I mean it's awesome, Let us know, Jonathan, what are some of those, I guess, nuanced, not the nuance, but one of those annoying, I don't want to say the word annoying, but give me some announcements that you've done. You said funeral. I'm going to be honest, no one wants to make that. It's hard, right? That's a difficult thing to make, I think I remember I did a funeral slide for actually my wife's grandma. I didn't want to sit down, and you want it to look nice, but if I'm being honest, I didn't want to sit down making that. You know what I mean? It's a painful thing.
Well, see, I own a digital marketing agency. That's my pay. That's my income. So I have 38 clients now, and I can't design for all of them back to back and meet the demand, because they're always wanting this design, that design. So I've got to make sure the best way for me, just with workflow and efficiency, is to use Church Canvas.
Can you give me, just out of curiosity, can you give me some examples of some of those designs that you were just like, what? And just, you're so glad Church Canvas was there?
The biggest one, and you guys already highlighted that, the Great Awakening. That was our Sunday school campaign here. So pastor sent me a message at church starts at 6. I didn't know we were doing a spring campaign. And pastor sends me a message about 5:20 and says, hey, I just decided I want to do this. Here's the point system. Here's what I want it to look like, And then I took that, went over to Church Canvas, just named it. And within 3 prompts, I got what I wanted, and then dropped it all in Canva. And 10 minutes later, I had the whole spring program designed.
That's awesome.
And it all started with Church Camp. That was the craziest use case. Just because, when I design something, I have to design it for screens. I have to design it for LED posters, and those are upright. I have to design it for, a lot of times I have to design it for our street signs. We have 2 LED street signs, and both of them are different dimensions as well. So when I'm designing one thing, it ends up needing 5 or 6 different dimensions. And so it's good to be able to rip it apart. And I'm an avid Photoshop user. I have been for 25 years. But I can actually, at this point of the game, move around faster in Canva. And because I can drop it in teams, everybody on the team has access to it instantly. And so it makes it more efficient and more fluid for everybody. So, but to start it in Church Canvas and then just rip through it into Canva, I enjoy it. It's fun.
It kind of added that love for designing again a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, very much so. Because you do experience burnout in your brain on creativity. Yeah,
for sure.
You can't help that. You're going to Google Images to search for ideas. You're going to Pinterest to search for ideas. You're going all these places. ChatGPT or even Church Canvas, that remedies that. It gives you the ideas in ways that you can take that and then use it and manipulate it so that it becomes your own creation. So
for sure. And you said 25 years. I'm sure you've gone to the point where, for me, personal experience is missions conference. When you look for a missions conference idea, you see the same things over and over and over again. And you're just like, I am done. And if I'm being completely honest, we didn't have Church Canvas on our past missions conferences in October. I just used something I did like, hey, people probably don't remember this. This was 7 years ago.
Right.
To be honest,
Right.
people don't remember this design. This was 11 years
Right.
ago. It's still tweaking up to work with today's kind of design
And
style.
and we're talking about how it's helping us as
Mhm.
graphic designers, but in reality, Church Canvas it meets in the middle for people that aren't graphic designers, because you've got a lot of
For
people
sure.
on church staff where pastor is giving them something to do. They have no idea where to start, no idea what to do, and Church Canvas fills that niche. It fills that role, that gap, and that's why I keep encouraging people all the time. It's like you got to go check out Church Canvas. You've got to go look at it. So
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. Well, I want to say hi real quick to some of the people in the comments section here. Shout out to Chris Asparelli. CVBC uses Church Canvas. What a helpful tool. And I went to college with Chris, so I'm grateful that I think, Chris, I actually designed for one of your classes. We used to do this thing called church education. I'm not sure if you saw that, Chris. There was Nate Veal was in that live stream, Chris, and we made a church education cover booklet for that. So it threw us back to college there. But thank you for that. Joshua Portillo, good morning, gents. Good morning to you as well. Joanna Abrod from Beaver Creek. That is my sister. Thank you for your support. And Hildy Allen Pangilinan, appreciate this new ministry. And it's helped with our graphic banners and sermon banners. So I'm thankful for that. And I think what we can do, because I'd love to, usually in this segment, Jonathan, we kind of try to show what Church Canvas can do. Chiron is our little live expert here. We always give him the pressure. I know it's difficult, but but Chiron, why don't we do this? We talked about how we took a campaign and we literally made a campaign out. We're putting Chiron on the spot, okay? We're going to take a campaign, and maybe there's people in the comments section. Wow, Anchorage, Alaska. Wow, that's awesome. But we have people in the comment section. Maybe we can have them comment to see what is a campaign that you want to see get built in real time right now using your preferred choice. Okay. Your preferred choice, Chiron.
Sure. Yeah. Let me just share my screen.
Okay, cool. Oh, and then Jonathan, maybe to help you prepare as well, maybe you could show us what you did as far as using Canva as well. So we're kind of putting both two and two as well there when you're ready to present here. I always put Chiron on the spot. I'm doing that so that, Jonathan, you can have more time to prepare.
Nope, that's fine.
And while he's getting ready for that, yeah, as far as like I was talking about the missions conference, that was the hardest thing. Maybe we could do missions conference. Why don't we try a missions conference? Well, we'll see. We'll see what the comment section says.
Just do like Mission Impossible or something.
Mission Possible. Oh, there's actually someone in the comment that said a Minecraft VBS themed building our life in Christ. So maybe we could do that. I forgot. I said I'll choose whatever the comments. My ADD is crazy. Let's go ahead and do Minecraft VBS. Okay. Building our life in Christ by Minecraft. Okay. Usually, I'm going to be honest with y'all, with Church Canvas, my favorite is the 3D designing. It is awesome.
So you guys should, once you get the design done, share it in the community so people can see how easy it is to grab somebody else's design.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. The community is just honestly kind of one of my favorite parts there because, people, I mean, it's for you to use. It's for anyone to use, really, and you could actually remix it. And I think we talked about, have you used that, Jonathan, yet? Like remixing?
Yes. I was trying it out today just for fun.
Oh, and that's the cool part about it. The word fun. We put back fun in graphics. That should be a tagline. My brother's here on the right here. He's our marketing director. We should.
That's cool.
That is so cool.
I want to make more.
All right. Which one?
just trying to add more like people in it, you know, Minecraft.
Oh yeah, that's true. So cool, Alan Pangilinan. I'm huh? I know. I'm trying. I don't know why I'm saying her last name like without the accent, but because what if they're not right? Alan Pangilinan, thank you so much.
That's
Oh,
cool.
there we go.
Oh.
Oh wow, he's not. He's from Guam.
This is
All right.
easy to use, so I'm gonna save that one.
Okay, so he's building the campaign for this. Now, by the way, Jonathan, I wanted to ask: first time you joined, or not joined, but tried out Church Canvas, were you able to realize like, wow, I have so much extra time right now?
It's it did make things a lot faster for me. So
Right. Now you have time to do things,
sure.
get coffee or something. Oh, there we go. Look at that. He's building a campaign. Really with this part, if I'm being honest, whenever Chiron is presenting something, I'm not. Oh, there we go. I think that's my Wi-Fi. I usually don't know what to do, but we're talking about the Marin Avenue boys. Maybe we should sing a song. Do you sing, Jonathan?
I do.
Yeah,
He
I'll do
has
the
to sing
tenor.
sometimes.
I'll do the tenor. No, just kidding. And then next thing you know, the viewership just goes down. Just zero viewership. Here we
You actually
go.
have a lot of people watch X.
Oh, really? X.
25.
Wow, 25 people from X. Hello, people from X. I don't know why we haven't been going with X. Okay.
There
I
we go.
call that the Jonathan Wells effect. Just
What's
kidding. There
What's
we go. Wow. The why people are watching.
Oh.
If it's just me and Chiron, we'll have 2 people. I'm just kidding. I mean, I still mispronounce Chiron's name. It's Chiron, but that's okay. Here we go.
Also, I've gotten way better at using Canva the past couple weeks.
Oh,
Oh,
Jonathan,
good.
there was one time, Jonathan, we did a live stream.
That was Jonathan.
Was that you?
That was
Oh,
Jonathan.
was me.
you were the one who asked. Oh my goodness.
I was the one helping you guys out because it's like, okay, well, maybe I'll join them on the live stream and help them with Canva real quick.
Right. So you're gonna be so much better now after
I'm
this
very
one. So
very fluid at Canva. So
okay, perfect. So with yours, Jonathan, we could probably do I don't know. Do you want to do missions conference or what would you like to do? Because we're gonna
whatever you
do a
want.
campaign. All right, let's do it. Let's do a quick vote here. Maybe we could do something in the let's see here. Maybe in the comments or something. I don't know. Oh, look at that, dude. That is awesome. Sorry. My California is showing up. Look at that, dude. California, that's how it is. Have you been here, by the way, Jonathan? California?
Yes.
Okay.
You guys know Nathan Allen, Elizabeth?
Oh, know him. I worked with him for a long time. I was in the media department at Golden State. So
He was the best man
with
in my wedding,
Allen.
so.
Really? I will shoot him a text right after this. That is awesome. Wow. Yeah, we've had a lot of late nights together. Just how it is, graphic design. You have to you do a lot of late nights doing stuff, all nighters, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's very
awesome.
unhealthy.
No, it's not right. Well, that's why this exists. You don't have to sleep late anymore. Michael Pichardo. Hey, Mike. Jonathan Wells is a friend of Nathan Allen. I should message Nathan Allen. I don't even think he knows this. I should tell him about this. I don't think he knows Church Canvas. Yeah, if you tell him that Church Canvas and then it's the Abrott brothers, they're gonna be like, "Wait, what?" You're like, really? That's awesome. There we go. Street.
There you go.
That's
Yeah,
right.
so, I mean,
That's right. We don't have to go fully.
I can go further, but I think
Yeah.
so. You have your main screens. This screen could really be used for anything, like the back of a postcard, or like
Mhm.
your lyrics for like the theme song of your VBS, or any kids songs, or
Mhm.
like if you have points during your sermon, or like a point system. Like,
Mhm.
let's say you wanted to make your separate assets in Church Canvas, like two different teams, then you could have one here and the other, and then have like this graphic in the middle. Like, there's really, I mean, now that I know what how to use Canva, there's like so much you could do with the graphic. It's pretty crazy. And then like if you want to do like a door hanger, pretty easy to piece apart, and it's really fun. So there you go.
Sweet. Well, Jonathan, how about you? How would you do this? Let's go, putting you on the spot. You can share your screen now. How would you use this? And let's go, let's say I guess I'll give you the design, right? I'll be your client. I'll make it a little difficult for you with let's do what's a good one? Not too difficult. I'm not gonna go crazy.
Father's Day.
A whole campaign for Father's Day?
Campaign.
He said Father's Day. I was like, I don't know about a campaign for Father's Day.
Dad, bro. Dad.
Let's do. We literally had a whole thing about Easter last week. That's why. But it's worth it. Praise God. Sorry, I get distracted. My brother's here. Why do we do?
Oh, look, Elisha's Bears.
Elisha. How is that a campaign? I'm saying campaign. Okay, let's do. You know what? Let's do missions conference. Missions conference is a good one, actually, because I'm gonna be honest. I haven't made a missions conference slide just yet, because of the fact that our missions conference in October haven't done it yet. I'd like to see what it can do for missions conference,
Sure.
and if it'll actually be like, hey, that's different. That's good.
I clicked share screen, but it's grayed out. I don't know if you guys have to allow it or.
Oh,
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 are we good
okay.
now?
There we go.
Oh, there we go. All right.
dark mode.
Oh, he uses dark mode.
I'm blind in one eye, so it helps me. So just missions conference.
Yeah, missions conference. Maybe let's do what we said, Mission Impossible.
So I'll just do Mission Possible as the title, and then with a custom text, I don't know, reaching.
I think missions is spelled wrong.
It is.
Oh, okay, there we go.
I'm just seeing if you guys can do the impossible. No, just kidding.
No, that's too
All right,
hard.
so Mission Possible, more text. I don't know, reaching. I don't know. Help me out here.
Reaching the lost at any cost.
Ooh.
All right, let's do just the design here. So most people, like the generic regular person, they don't prompt anything beyond this. And
Mhm.
so I just want to see what it would look like without adding anything.
Right. That's great.
Mission Possible, reaching the
Oh,
lost.
it's possible. Mission Possible. Hey, that works though. Mission's possible. Oh yeah. Reaching the lost at any cost.
Let's do a
And
background.
that is just a basic prompt and
Sure.
not even adding anything. And I think it looks great. You could actually start using this as a campaign, technically,
Right.
because you could cut that out and do a lot of things.
Sure.
We have a question. Joshua says, Chiron, are you using Canva Pro, the paid version, or the free version for editing?
Oh, I was using Canva Pro.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Which is on a free
Whoa.
trial. I did not pay for that.
Oh, so it's the free paid version.
Free trial.
Yeah, I use the paid version as well. So when you're inside Canva, you can tell what if it has a little crown beside it, then you know right off the bat nobody on the paid version can access what you're adding to your elements. So
Okay. That Great Awakening looks
all right, there we go. Look at that.
Should we try and make it passionate? Make it passionate. I don't know why. on the design variation.
So I've also learned that using less text is actually more, because I can add subtitles, I can add other things in Canva. So my favorite thing is just to keep it as simple as possible.
Got it. Three, two. Ooh.
So
that,
let me upscale this before I download it. And then I'll just drop it in Canva. With Canva, I just go create a design. I go custom size, and I just do a 4K dimension, 3840 by 2160. Enhancing the quality, refining the details, sharpening the edges.
And this is perfect because, like you said this, right? You have giant LED signs, right?
We do, but LED is dealing on pixels, so it's fine.
Okay.
It's not full res. So then I just drag it in. Make this big. Then I would go to edit. There's actually a lot of elements here, so I don't know. Let's do a magic grab.
Oh, wow. It did grab it. I'm be honest, okay. I'm very novice.
It's just going to want to do letter by letter, so I'm just going to try and do background removal and see what that does. Yeah, so it's a little clunky because of all the extra stuff. So you would have to go in and edit out with the background or with the magic eraser. You would have to go in and edit out all the other stuff you don't want in there. So let me do that real quick. It won't be perfect, but let's just say I'm on the fly and Pastor wants this in 5 minutes.
Right.
Which I've had, you know, anybody that's worked in the ministry, that's how it is sometimes.
For sure.
Because you never want to limit the pastor, especially if God's like, hey, you should do this, then let the pastor lead. Okay,
right.
There we go.
Exactly. And in the ideal world, we've had this before. In the ideal world, it would have been great, yes, if they gave us a heads up a long time ago.
Sure.
But that's not always the case, you know?
Sure. Yeah.
And by the way, sometimes it's biblical, right? Sometimes the Holy Spirit works, you know,
I'm showing people here what I'm
like,
doing.
hey, I want you to do this. So
I'm going to go to elements. I'm just going to get, you know, blue, starburst, pattern. So let's say I just go. Let's just say I'm going to add an element behind it of Mission Possible.
Ooh.
And then, I don't know, let's say I want a white glow. All of this is inside elements here. And I'm searching in elements. I want a white glow behind it. Like this. And then I just put it behind it. I'm using a lot of keyboard shortcuts, but basically if you go to position and layers, you can push things around just like you would in Photoshop within the layers themselves. You could see what's overlapping. You could see all of the layers. And that's how I access all of that in Canva. So now I've got Mission Possible. It's a little clunky. If I had more time, I would work on it more. But then I would just duplicate the page. And you can, you know, put this down in the bottom. You can now because I made a starburst, you can move it down there as well.
And then just do what you just, you have a campaign you're building.
do with whatever you want to do. And so I use Canva for all our church bulletins and stuff as well. So I would just copy these elements and put them in whatever I needed. So if I needed, like, let's just say that I'm going to go to the bulletin. If I was going to show someone, hey, now that you've got this design, go to a bulletin. Here's how you do it. Create a design. Custom size. We'll just go 8.5 by 11 inches. If you go up under File, you can show the rulers. I already have the rulers shown, but I can just drag, just like in Photoshop, I could just drag the ruler out and create a guide. So there's my half page right there.
Mm-hmm.
And I would come back, grab all of these elements, copy them, go to this page, paste them in. And now I've gone from just having go. So now I've gone just from having it as a screen to now this is the bulletin cover for whatever. Double click it, get it inside.
And which is great because, you know, back then the tools you needed to create you know, wonderful designs, you needed things like Photoshop, and you needed things like Illustrator, and just like,
and again, I'll still, you know, yeah, if I'm doing book covers or graphic heavy intense stuff, I'll still use Photoshop, you know,
for sure,
because I used Photoshop way before they had InDesign.
Yeah.
Then they started launching everything else, but I still use Photoshop for almost everything when it comes to
same. Same. Now, as far as inspiration, have you gone to the community feed and sometimes?
Yeah. So here's what I did today, just right before we call it up. I went to the community, and I was looking for. I think I looked for youth. So I searched for youth, and then I saw this amazing night, or maybe it was camp. I forget what it was, but I downloaded it, and then I put it in Canva real quick. Oh, it was stand. So I typed in stand, and one of the creators, prompters, I can find it. I'm not going to be able to find it now.
It's okay.
So it was this design though, stand,
Mm-hmm.
Ephesians 6:11. So
awesome.
I pulled out all the elements, which I even pulled out the soldier and moved him over here. And the neat thing about Canva is you see the top of his head, that didn't exist.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So the neat thing about Canva is you can go in and under the edit mode, you can do magic expand. Here it is, magic expand. Now there is a crown, so that means you have to have the full version. And then you just expand the borders and it adds onto it using AI.
That's wild.
So whoever created this stand artwork, I was just playing around with pulling it apart.
That's cool.
So there it goes. It adds a background, and I just simply remove the background. It gives you 4 options to choose from on its creation. But again, there he is.
That is awesome.
And if I don't want the words at all, I would just delete the words and,
sure.
you know, just play around with him.
That. For sure. That's a really nice design too. That's awesome. Awesome. Well,
anyway.
Well, you know, we're not going to take too much of your time, Jonathan. Again, thank you for joining us. Before we go, does anybody have any questions in the comment section? And usually, for those of you that are just looking at this, that's new, and you're just like, what is this tool? We could possibly even try one out where it just shows you like, hey, you want us to try something out that you want. Let's put it in the comment. But if there's anybody in the comment section, question or something you want to try out if you've never tried out Church Canvas, anybody in the comment section, we'll give you 30 seconds to go ahead and type that question there. 30 seconds here. All right. Do you guys have a collaboration group? I'd love to be a part of this.
DM us on Instagram.
Which one?
DM us on Instagram.
Yeah, DM us on Instagram at Church Canvas, and we'll talk about that. So just DM Church Canvas, Alan Pangilinan, and DM us on Instagram. We'll talk about that there. Awesome. We have Oi Philippines. That's a comment that we got here. Do you ever use anything besides Photoshop, Jonathan? And besides Canva and Photoshop? Or just for designing? Photoshop, Canva, do you use anything besides that? Well, he did say Illustrator, right? You use Illustrator?
Well, Adobe, it depends on if I'm doing logos and things like that. But as far as just designing for bulletins and what I would consider weekly items that change from screens and announcements, I just use Canva pretty much. If I'm doing something big that's going outside the church that I would consider public, like a conference or things like that, I might use Photoshop more so than Canva. It just depends on, the need. Because, for instance, we do the Live Animal Christmas show. Most of that stuff is done in Adobe Photoshop. We're putting announcements on billboards. We're running announcements in the mall. I mean, things like that. Do you guys have printed bulletins or digital? We use printed.
Printed. Okay.
But that's the culture. We're in a country church. So it's not a one-size-fits-all when it comes to printing or digital bulletins. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. It is the culture of the area.
Now, let me ask you this. As far as the design, so you're printing stuff. How do they look printed? The Church Canvas design looks good?
Oh, it looks great. Yeah, I just upscale it. And if it doesn't look good, I upscale it even more in Canva.
Okay. Perfect. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Jonathan. And we are really grateful to have you here. If there's anything you would like to plug, let us know. I'll give you this moment right now.
Well, I did just start a website because my big burden is most pastors don't have time to do anything outside of ministering to the people. And so when it comes to needing assistant pastor kind of things and wearing all those hats, things like Church Canvas comes into play to me, no matter what. But then that's why I launched ministrydepot.com, is because I, in a way, want to help pastors with the resources. It's not, you've got all these Facebook groups and you get in there and a pastor may ask a question and then everybody throws out their 2 cents as well. And you don't do that when you go into a hardware store like Home Depot or Lowe's. You show up there and nobody's debating, okay, why are you buying that tool? Why are you buying that board? No, you're supplying the resources, and then that person goes in and does what they need with the resources. That's what I'm trying to do with Ministry Depot. I'm supplying all the resources and the information, and pastors and ministry leaders can do what they can with it. So my plug is go subscribe to my newsletter on ministrydepot.com. That's my plug.
Awesome. So go check out ministrydepot.com, and we'll put that link down below as well. So go subscribe to that as well. And anything else, our media director, RR, you wanted to point out?
No. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, he just said thank you right here. And thank you guys so much. And thanks to you, everybody, for watching and joining us. Thank you. Big thank you to Jonathan with Ministry Depot. And I love that we get to talk about that, how you literally just said, we just want to help the church or the pastor that doesn't have time to do a lot of these things. And really, I love that we're in the same heart with that. That's also our goal. Our goal is to help out a pastor that's out there that, yes, ideally they would love to hire a staff member. Yes, ideally they would love to hire a design team. But there are many churches out there that they can't do that. They can't hire a staff member. They can't hire a design team, and it's a burden for them to want to make sure that their church is presentable. They want it to look good. They want their marketing materials, their tracks, all these things, slides, announcements. They want it to look good, and I love that we have that same burden for that. So thank you so much for that. And yeah, and that is all the time we have. Thank you, Chiron from Canada. And what's up?
I'm gonna end the stream now. Go ahead.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, everybody. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And thank you again, Jonathan. Thank you, Chiron. And we'll see you all on the next stream.
Thanks, guys.
Did you end it?
Hey, Jonathan, thank you so much for coming. I end the stream already.